sorry, y'all. I do have some questions, and I do want to get everybody's input, so I apologize immensely. My house is all dark. I'm the only one home. So, right, unboxed the Jeep Summit, and this thing has our Mickey Thompson tires there. It has our Proline shocks under there. And so, guys, I got some questions. And so, what I have here is a board to kind of help answer what to do with this guy, right? And man, I know this stuff is backwards for y'all. I wish I knew how to write. Like, backwards. All right. So, the questions I have are related to shocks, brushless, weight. Like, what would y'all recommend to do for the Summit? You know, because this is where I'm going to get my input for my part of this build. Is I've asked some people, I've gotten a little bit of some what they would do, some right ideas from them. But ultimately, I love to involve the viewer. I love to involve y'all and see what y'all come up with for different things. So, Spike, much better signal, right? I am so sorry. So very sorry, man. And so, right, this thing I did kind of run it for just a minute. Super fun. Why is that down so far though? Not that I'm looking at it. That's shock. Holy cow! How did that happen? There we go. Shock was all the way pushed down. And so, what? Some wheels for sure. So you're thinking to do some wheels. Okay, let me write that down. That's why I wanted to get everybody's input on this. Heavier wheels, all right? Welcome back. All right, so wheels is not something that I had listed. So I'm gonna put that down there and we're gonna go heavy wheels, and we'll just erase the weight there. Right, paint. You want to paint? All right, so check it out, guys. One of the other two people involved in this build off, they have a 3D printer, so they're going to be 3D printing a few parts to do for this. I don't have one. Now, the agreement that I came to with them is they have to give their 3D parts a fair market value. In other words, like if they make a body, that body isn't just the dollar or two it took in material to make. That body is whatever they would make and then sell it on a fair market value for, right? So $150 is all we can spend. If they 3D print anything, they are going to have to give it an assigned value that definitely is more than than whatever their material cost was for that. Man, that shock was a little pushed down. All right. So, right, we have wheels. I definitely think that is a good one to have. So I do want to write that one on there a little better. Heavier wheels. All right. You're getting a different body. No, I'm not going to get a different body. The foams in the rear, silicone in the front for maximum front weight bias. Exactly. So one of the things that had been mentioned to me is to put some wheel weights. Now I still have. No, I'm out of foams. No, I'm not out of foams. I'm out of gels. I have foams, so that'll work. I can get some more gels. Yeah, Endura gels will work. And so, right. So, heavier wheels. What was the other thing? Let's see. Foam inside of the wheels. So, right. I do like the tires. I wonder if they're glued. Lift kit? The lift kit will raise my center of gravity. It's what I found out. All right, so right. Here's where I went wrong in some regards. So cutting the axle. You think the front axle, just cut it down or extend it? See. Okay. Hey, what's up, Joker? How's it going, man? So, all right, if we cut the axle down, because the other guy, the reason why he wants to 3D print a body is because he doesn't want to cut this one. So if we start getting into a lot of skid steer, cut the inner parts of it. You mean like the drive shafts, like the inside metal parts? Cut those down and then cut the axle. Let's see, your C hubs just screw in, right? Wouldn't you? I'm glad you are, man, dude. I'm glad you are. Super glad you are. I you know, so check it out. See how this thing really extends in the rear right here? It's because there's a set of keys that this guy made that really, like, if you notice, the front doesn't drop down. He did make them front and rear, but anyway, that's a pretty neat little thing he 3D printed. I did want to show some of his work. What was the other thing? Heavier wheels, right. So, oh man, I almost forgot. Oh, check it out, y'all. I almost forgot what I did last night. Oh, I stayed up late. Look at the purple Trill steering knuckles that I put in, and I also did that transmission because I wanted to do the crawler gears. So this guy is super cool. I can't spend anything on this guy. So let me come back to this board real quick. I want to get y'all's thoughts on some things. It is very pretty. I like that car. I was gonna take it with me today and forgot all about it, but it is way slower now. Those crawler gears, they don't let it really get up to a high speed, and it is super slow. So for $150, this is what I wanted to talk about. So for $150, right, that's the amount of money I can spend. For heavier wheels, we're looking at anywhere from $30 to $25 to $40. Really? You know those CR18P? I've been seeing some stuff for them. There was a guy, he went to the trade show in China. He was his channel name was like RCX Pats, and they were showing an 8x8 Nautica there that was very, very interesting. So if we go heavier wheels, right, there's $25 to $40 of my budget. Man, I wish I could get this thing a little closer for y'all, but it's backwards anyway, right? So this is all the stuff I have to work on, and my kitchen light is not helping. Let's kill that. There's the X-Max. All right, so right, I had shocks, brushless, and we have one thing for heavier wheels. Then that will put us at a $25 to $40 range on our 150 budget. So, question becomes, if we go to a brushless, right? This is about an $80 upgrade. The shocks, okay. Even some wheel extensions make it wider with dope. Yeah. A mullet build too. Rear steering. All right, see, hold on. Some of these things are great ideas. At the end of the day, though, I have to stay under this. I have to stay in this number, right? I have to stay in the $150 range. So if I look at just the wheels, right, 25 to 40, then I have 125 to 110 left to play with. I agree with Hayes. So he Mr. Payton, will you put a few of those things back up there one more time? All right. Well, actually, you don't have to. I can read it here. Let's see. High clearance links and brass knuckles. Okay. So for our SCX24 in the Endure products, for those brass links, right? If we do brass links, let's put it over here. Brass links and steering knuckles. So, right, those two things, it's about $20 to $30 for the links. The steering knuckles I'd probably get for under 20. Okay, so someone I talked to, I put shocks, I put the wrong word here. Someone I talked to mentioned the servo. If we go links, right? If we go links and we do the steering knuckles, that would mean that the servo was going to have to be upgraded in order to support the additional weight, right? And that's why they suggested it, because what they threw at me was the brushless, the servo, and wheel weights. We're all agreeing on the heavier wheels. 1,000%, 1,000% agree with that, right? 25 to 30, the steering knuckles, probably get them for 20. So, what do we got here? 40, 25 to 40, 20 to 30, 20. That would be about 80 of my budget. I still have 70 left. And my bad, that chat just went off. You're doing a brush setup or a brushless? Okay, so if I want to do a brushless potentially, I don't think the SCX24 comes slow enough. Right, we're looking for what the overall best performance is. So basically, like, there's a crawler course. We'll take these two, and we're each going to try different obstacles. And I know in my experience, right? So gears, okay. So here's my last SCX24 build. Right, love this guy too. You know, this is what got me even interested in the purple trill stuff, is because I had found this stuff for him, and he's not slow enough. So the Endura MB100. Okay, let me write that down. Let's put that up here. Endura. Pull that back up one more time. And the MB100, right? MB100, and that's a brushless. Okay, that one is. I did ask the guy. I'm like, well, which one would you go with? Like a purple Viper, a fat Viper? You know, I know there's like a ton of different Endura ESC and motor combos out there. So I just wanted to see what the suggestion that guy brought, and so he was just like, actually, what he suggested. Oh, man, see, that guy, he is so in the crawlers. It's tough to stay. This was. I knew at some point I might intersect with somebody else that had done something similar to this. So okay, I will check that out. That's a great idea. Oh, back to the brushless. So we have that Endura. He suggested the Fury Tech. And Fury Tech does make a brushless for right around 80 bucks. I forgot which one it is exactly, so don't quote me on any of that. But okay, cool deal. If I do the brushless, that's going to take up the rest of my budget for wheels, brass links, and steering knuckles. So, what is the only one thing, if I needed to go to a servo, maybe not the steering knuckles, or maybe not the brass links. Which one do you think is more? Correct. Yeah. 100% agree. So yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Exactly. The servo might be the only thing that stays stock. Trying to recall, have I had any issues out of my current servo? So I put the Endura one on here. Well, all right, so the SCX24 batteries, they're okay. Yeah, it's okay. So I did put the Endura on this one. Correct, yeah. Yeah, because they're one combo. It's a little, I think it's an Outrunner is what it ends up being. I looked at it, and it's not. I like drop-in replacements a lot better. It's much easier. It's much easier that if somebody comes into something, you say, hey, you just drop that sucker in, matches up perfect. So, anyway, good deal. Sorry about earlier. I don't think anybody, I'm not seeing some of the same people in here now that were in here earlier, and that's fine. I do apologize. I did have half a signal. Mr. Gary, dude, hey, Mr. Isaac. Well, okay, everybody decides right here at the end. All right, Mr. Downwood Clowns and Mr. Revival RC in the house. Welcome, guys. I know it's hard to see all this here. Let me bring it a little closer. So this is yes. Oh yeah. Please, y'all, throw a like on the stream. Right. I forget to tell people. Please throw a like on stuff. You know. All right. So here's what I was looking at. Right. We have the Endura MB100. We have the Fury Tech that I know is around 80. There's our two potential brushless MCL. MCL. Oh, what's MCL? MCL. I don't know what MCL is, Ralph. Okay. We have heavier wheels. We have the brass links, and man, my handwriting on that. Yeah, that's a steering knuck. Anybody got a steering knuck? So there we go. So right. Yeah, oh yeah, you're outside my house. So you don't know exactly where I live, sir. You know a little bit, but you don't know exactly where I live. All right, guys. So right, I'm gonna put together a list. Like I talked to the other two guys involved in this. I talked to the other two guys involved in this build off, right? And on the 23rd, that will be when we're gonna sit down together. We're gonna have our list ready, right? This is kind of my list right now. I'll take this, I'll transcribe it over onto paper. Thank you all for joining, by the way. We're going over what upgrades can you do to this guy with $150. So it comes with I know a few of y'all saw this earlier, but anyway. Comes with our Pro Line shocks right there. Booyah. Comes with the Mickey Thompson Baja. Those things are sweet. Yes, this is going to be the Gladiator for the build-off. And so that is where we're going to go. All right, so talk to the other two guys. Next Friday, we're going to sit down. Man, I should have changed that date. I said that's when it's going to begin. That's when we're scheduled to sit down. We're going to have our list. I'm going to introduce those two guys. We're going to look at their list. We're going to look at my list, right? Whatever this ends up being. Heck yeah, there's some. Hey, somebody throw this man a cheers. Spike is an absolute blast, y'all. And I'm so happy you're here. Anybody in chat, please throw that man a cheers. He is constantly about that. You know, no drinking. I don't drink either. It's fine. But I can cheers because I understand, like, my spouse is Russian. They are very cultural in making sure the celebratory phrases and things are done. Yay! Actually, vanilla is my favorite, though. I did have a cherry the other day, but it's a vanilla. Vanilla is usually my favorite. And so, right, cheers to that, man. Cheers to Spike. And if I could get on there, I would and throw you a cheers, sir. But yeah, let's see. What do I have left to do? I finished the Bronco. Oh, so well done. Diet Pepsi all the way. So here's what I had to do. I had to trim, and look how decent of a job I did on trimming the Bronco. Let me get that in there. So I took a Dremel and I absolutely trimmed this so that when the tires turn, they don't rub the inside of that anymore. So if you see right there, a nice, neat little trim I did on this guy. This guy is fun. He's heavy now too. He actually does everything he's supposed to. So, yep. All right. Not gonna take up everybody's time for much longer. We'll wrap this up at, let's say, the 23-minute mark. And we're coming up on the 20-minute mark, so 3 more minutes. What didn't I talk about? Let's see. What's for dinner? Our Caesar. Oh, Let's see. Here's something I didn't talk about yet. Where's it at? Ah! Oh yeah. Forgot to put it over here. Don't think I mentioned this to anybody in the last one. So, picked up one of these little drift cars. This is the metal wheel version, and so it comes with two bodies. This is what I wanted to talk to y'all about. So I am thinking about painting one of these two bodies on this thing. Look how tiny this guy is. This is a fully functional RC controlled car, a radio controlled car. They come with these little metal wheels on it right there, little charging. And so it's a Hellcat, right? And it comes with two additional bodies that you can kind of do something with here. So what I wanted to run by y'all is I have something that I think might look really neat on this, but there's something to say about it. I know I need to prop the Jeep up. I do. Let's see if it'll hang. Ah! Yeah, right. I'm gonna break it before I even get it. But that would be cool if I could get it to hang right there. Let's see. How can I get it to stay right there? Yeah. I know. Like I said, I'm about to get off here. Put one of those bodies in the bed. Where'd it go? Oh, it's in my hand. There we go. That's how small that thing is. Like, it is tinier than a Hot Wheels car. Well, here it is. So, I have this, this paint. Panther Pink? Panther Pink. Huh. Alright, here it is. So I have this amber, and it has a real metallic shine to it, if you see it in there. This is called, what is it called? Signal Light Red Amber, right? I know that's backwards and blurred, but I was thinking about putting one of those bodies as a red one, but it has green underglows. Check it out. It's another one of these controllers too. Until the Vanquish, I had never seen these controllers, and now I have two RCs that both use this type of controller. All right, there we go. And on. So right, it has a gyro, but you see how it has these green underglows to it? So if I put it, right, well, I don't want to thin it out too much. So if I make it red, if I make a red body, those green underglows are definitely going to be, like, visible. So, anyway, that thing is super cool. Super tiny. Where's the Hot Wheels at here? Hot Wheels radio control. And they are, yeah. Basically, the Hot Wheel is just a little bit bigger. Whee! All right, guys. Thank you. Super, super thank you. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good evening.